Alright guys, so before we even get into the video, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support that you've been showing me. I've grown more than I have in a while, and it's insane to think that because it's just been a minute, guys. It's just been a minute. At the start of this week, I was at 4,920. Now I'm almost at 4,980, and it's because you guys are showing me so much love and support, and I couldn't have gotten here without you guys. So again, I just wanted to say this before we start. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate all the support. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's just jump into the video. So you guys already see the banner out. You know, you've already seen videos, you've already seen how they work, but I thought I'd just make this video anyway to give my thoughts and opinion on the two new units in the Holy Relics that will be coming to the game on the JP version with the coming update. So I guess let's go ahead and let's get started. So right off the rip, I do love Brynhildr's. I love her art. Her art is fantastic. It is insanely good. Diane too. Diane, her model in game is beautiful. Aura around her, you know, it just looks very beautiful. These are two beautiful warriors, right? So that's what I want to say. But their cards are questionable, right? They're very questionable because, you know, they're both green units, by the way. They both dropped and they're both green units, but I thought that they would be a little better than what they are. So I guess we'll just get started with Brynhildr. Now, Brynhildr is a human, of course, and her passive. So her passive is a PvE passive. You cannot use it in PvP or deathmatch. I don't understand why they excluded deathmatch. Again, I think it's fine. Deathmatch, you know, in this age isn't anything crazy. Like, it's not like you can still bring her into Belmoth and she just completely destroys the stage, right? So I don't know why they excluded it from deathmatch, but whatever. So she increases her basic stats by 12% for every alive ally in battle. So at the max, you can get 36% to your basic stats, which honestly is a very good increase. It's not like, you know, 60%, it's 36%. The reason they excluded this from PvP is because if you use her with Margaret, she literally would become one of the best green units in the game. It would be disgusting. Like, it'd actually be pretty disgusting. So that's why they excluded from PvP. However, she increases the all her stats by 8% when an ally dies. So I'm assuming these don't stack because this passive this part of the passive works when all your allies are alive, and then this one works when, you know, they die. So at the max, you can get, I believe you can get 24% if she is the sole survivor on the team, right? If she is the sole survivor on the team, you can get at max 24% to all your basic stat, or to all your stats, my apologies, all your stats, right? Get boosted by 24% at max. I guess it's okay, but it's, again, it's really not crazy, right? It's not as crazy as it may sound, because again, Assault Meliodas, he increases all his stats by, I think, 25%, right? But he works very well with demons. He lowers the defense of all enemies. He's good. This is just like increasing her stats. Like, I don't think they needed to really exclude it from deathmatch, but sure, right? So her first skill is a detonate single target skill. Again, detonate is very powerful, especially when you consider she's increasing her basic stats. Again, I can see why they excluded it from PvP. Deathmatch, on the other hand, I don't really see why they did, but like I said, it is what it is. Then her second skill inflicts power strike damage. So the same thing as Merlin, Sariel, 11. I believe she's the 4th unit in the game with the power strike skill. Cusack has it on ultimate, so that's different, right? He has it on his ultimate, but I believe she's the 4th unit to have power strike as a skill. So yeah, that's pretty impressive. Yeah, but overall, her kit is very basic. Like, it's nothing, I don't know, it's not anything too extravagant. It's very basic. She increases her stats, you know, detonate damage, power strike damage. I mean, nothing too, oh my god, like, blowing me away, you know what I'm saying? So That's her kit. Her ultimate is good because it does heal all allies, depending on the amount of damage you deal. So it is a single target, skill that doesn't have an effect. It doesn't have an extra attack effect. It just heals all allies. I think this is stronger than Tarmiel's, right? Because Tarmiel's is an AoE heal, or not AoE heal, AoE damaging card, right? So his ultimate damages every enemy. So of course his healing is not going to be that great. Let's see. Hold on. Give me 1 second. So yeah, he only heals 30%. She heals 30% on level 1. So on max, she's healing all allies by 80% of the damage she deals, right? But yeah, she's okay for PvE content. Really, they only brought her back for the demonic beast, or not brought her back, but they only really released her for the demonic beast battle, right? That's why they released this unit. She's very good there. Otherwise, I don't know if you'll play too much like with her besides final boss battle, because she could potentially be good there. I think she's actually gonna be very, very good in final boss battle, but everywhere else I don't think so. I really don't. Like, she can't be used in deathmatch, so you can use her in story mode, but we have other units that are better than her, right? So overall, I would call her a mid unit. Yeah, that's just how I feel personally. She's mid, right? So yeah, Brynhildr, Ragnarok character, very mid. Now we get to Diane. So Diane, this is a brand new Diane. This is Blessing of the Earth Diane, and I am like almost 100% sure that she will be the festival unit as well, right? The festival Diane, when they release her, is gonna have the same name, Blessing of the Earth Diane, right? She's gonna have the same name. If she doesn't, that's gonna be weird, but I'm sure she will, because we'll have a lot of Dianes if she's not the same. But let's go over her kit. So her passive does only work in PvE, or in PvP, right? It only works in PvP. She removes up to 3 buffs and debuffs on the enemy when she uses a skill. For each buff or debuff removed by this effect, she increases her damage dealt by 40%. And this applies before she actually uses the skill, by the way. This is good. This is a very good passive. The problem is, she's not that great. Like, let's be honest. Let's be real. She's not that great because she only uses single target skills. If they wanted to make just an absolute counter to Margrasiel, they would have at least made one of her skills AoE, right? At least this attack disabling one, they would have made this an AoE skill, because she would have removed 3 of the buffs on every enemy. Her damage would have been enormous. Like, she would have been crazy, right? Her damage would have been crazy. But since it's only one person, the max you can get is 120%, right? I don't know if this stacks, like she removes 3 buffs and then if there's 3 debuffs, she removes that. But if that's the case, then, it's obviously higher than that, right? But for the most part, when you use her in PvP against Margrasiel and you target one enemy, you're only gonna, only increase your damage dealt by 120%, which is good, right? That is good. If you get a rank 3 single target skill 1, that is good, right? So keep in mind, she does have Escanor skill where she fills up her ultimate move gauge by 2 orbs on rank 3, and then she has a single target disabling attack skill, which honestly, let's be real, this ain't that crazy. Like, it's really not. Margrasiel can legit Margrasiel can just cleanse this. That's it. That's all she has to do. This skill could potentially hit hard, but I seriously think that this skill is not going to be great. I just don't. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see if content creators actually summon for her. I'm skipping this banner, by the way. But we'll have to see if like Nag or Speedy, Shogun, big content creators like that summon on her banner. And then her ultimate. Her ultimate, I believe, is a brand new ultimate to the game. I'm not sure, but I think it is, because it is an AoE ult, but it increases all allies' damage when she does this ultimate. And, obviously 6 out of 6, it becomes 42%, increase to the damage dealt, which is That's crazy, right? That is crazy. But on rank 1, I just 1 out of 6, you're not really, I don't think you're gonna pop off as much as you might think. But if this passive applies to the ultimate, which it could, then it could actually be pretty like dangerous. I don't know. We'll have to see in game. But I honestly think that Diane is also mid. I'm not gonna call her like, you know, dog water or like bottom tier, but I think she's mid right along with Brynhildr. These two units both have different you know, different designs. She's used for PvP and then she's used for PvE except deathmatch, right? All PvE content except deathmatch. So they're two different units used for different things. So keep that in mind, but they're both green, which is kind of interesting because I feel like the next festival unit should be green, but they might end up making it red. I don't know. It's interesting though. It really is to see that they release two green units, but again, they're two different units with two different purposes, right? So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on these two units. Do you think they're better than mid? Do you think that they're, you know, crazy? I think out of both the units, Diane probably might be better than Brynhildr, simply because she can be used in PvP, and PvP is the main, like, it's one of the main aspects to the game, right? It's probably the biggest aspect to the game, so I feel like Diane might just be better by default because of that. But Brynhildr is definitely still, like, you know, can be used in PvE events. So again, we'll have to see what they like, how they perform in you know, in actual game with content creators. But for now, my opinion is that they're both mid. They're both mid. So let's talk about the relics. So the relics are the biggest part, I think, because this is gonna make the game so much better, I feel like, especially when talking about different types of units. Let me just zoom in a little bit more. All right, so there we go. So what holy relics are, they are relics that you can obtain, right? You can obtain materials to make said relics through the new demonic beast battle, and the demonic beast battle is where Brynhildr is good in. But the relics are going to be used as a kind of buffer to these old units, and that will, you know, it'll increase their usage because they get basically another passive skill. It's insane how crazy this is, right? So for example, Purgatory Bond, whenever an ally dies, increases the hero's max HP by 50 or 15%. That is really good for Purgatory Bond, because even if you lose Arthur, you're still, you know, you're still gonna get a 15% boost. You lose out on Arthur's passive, but at least you still get, you know, the 15%, half of what Arthur gives you, I believe, right? Because Arthur increases it by 30%. It's actually been a minute since I used Arthur. I think he does increase it by 30% though, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see. Yeah, it is 30%. So even if you lose him, you're getting half of what he gives you, which is still better than nothing, in my opinion, right? It's better than nothing. The Brawler Bonds increases the damage dealt to enemy by 25%. So they're gonna just off rip, by the way, off rip, they're just dealing an extra 25% damage to any enemy they face. So paired up with Margrseal, they will literally at base, right? If you get a rank 3 with Margrseal, if you're using, I don't know, if you're using them with Green Gulther, right? How 50%, they're gonna get a 75% boost to attack, which I don't know, that's pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty damn good, right? You know, like Brawler Bonds could somewhat make a return. I might actually do a video if I you know, if I get the relics for them, but that's good. All the Adventurer Bonds, like the Adventurer Bonds, I believe those are the Nunchuck Bonds, right? I think this is the Nunchuck Bonds, or is it the ones before? Hold on, give me a second, because Nunchuck Bond, I believe, has another name. Like Green Nunchuck Bond, he has another name, does he? Yeah, he's the Foxen of Greed Adventure. Okay, so yeah, Adventurer Bonds. Okay, there we go. Whenever the hero's attack land, oh, okay. So originally, I read this wrong. Whenever the hero's attack land as a crit, increases the hero's attack by 10%. Okay, So originally I thought this was whenever he gets hit, when it's a crit, his attack goes up by 10%. No, it's whenever he lands a critical hit. Okay, that's still like not the best, because nowadays units crit resistance is like high as hell, but it's better than getting hit, right? Okay, all right, that could potentially, okay, you could potentially make some interesting stuff with him. All right, I like it. I'm a fan of it. All right, I dig it. Evil Lilia, for each debuff on the enemy, increases the basic stats of the hero by 10%. So running her on the king team, you can instantly, by the way, get this, which is very, very good. Like, I don't think you can get the whole 5, but you can get the 4. That's good. Mage Lilia, which is like blue and green Lilia, when a debuff is cleansed on the hero, she will recover 15% of her diminished HP. I don't think that's that good, to be honest. Twigo, at the start of the battle for 2 turns, increases the hero's HP related stats by 30% and taunt the enemy, which is nice. That's really, really good. Okay. Jillian, when the hero receives damage, recovers the hero's max HP by 20% at the start of the ally's turn. Okay. And then ally only receives or reduces damage received by from enemy by 40%. Yeah, that's good. Like, this is gonna make some interesting plays with units. I really can't wait to see what they do with the other units in the game, because this is the first batch. I can't wait to see what they do with the next batch of units that they make relics for. But for now, this is a good start. Like, this is a good step forward, Netmarble. I really, really like this. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this relic system and the 2 units, Brynhildr and Diane. I'm curious to know what you guys think about all of this stuff. But as far as that goes, yeah, that's gonna be the end of the video. Again, thank you guys so much for the support you've shown me. Leave a thumbs up for the algorithm, and yeah, that's it. I'll see you later.